My garbage person of the week is once again Lauren Boebert for this.
Mr. Garcia, maybe you could just lift up that picture of our President Trump sleeping. As you say, I think he's praying. But if he is sleeping, you know, he certainly looks pretty while he sleeps.
Ugh. Okay, when you're a right winger, if you want to be able to win re-election, you have to say some embarrassing things. You have to do some embarrassing things. And I love that she pretends to think that Trump is a Christian who prays. The fake Christian Lauren Boebert pretending that Trump is also a Christian, I think is rich. But then also, she's not just a Matt Gaetz, you know, she's not a male Republican that can just bow down and cuck themselves. She has to do the thing, and I hate that they're put in this position. She has to pretend to think that he's hot. He's pretty while he sleeps. He's a hefty bag filled with tanning lotion when he sleeps. What are you talking about? You think that he's pretty? You think that he's pretty? And I don't think that she actually thinks that. I don't think she thinks he's attractive any more than Marge thought that he was attractive when she was groping his cardboard crotch on stage. I don't think that either of them actually think that. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the Damage Report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you. But it actually gets more ridiculous. Take a look at this.
Maybe it's an endearing moment of prayer, though. I know when I fall asleep on airplanes, you know, my mouth kind of drops open, and you know, his mouth is kind of tight-lipped. So maybe it's just a somber moment of.
I mean, he's sleeping. It's been reported by multiple press outlets.
I was in the courtroom today,
sleeping.
and I could see why someone would fall asleep, just like George Conway fell asleep today in the court hearing. You know, it's kind of slow in there. It's not as exciting as the House Oversight Committee, but I just wanted to say that's a lovely picture you have of President Trump, Mr. Garcia. Thank you. And I yield.
Yeah, it's lovely and it's pretty. By the way, yeah, George Conway, I guess, fell asleep. You know, George Conway is not facing 34 felony counts, each of which potentially has a prison sentence with it. And the prayer, of course, would be the guy who, why is he in that courtroom? Was it for hush money payments to cover up an affair that he had? Is that why he's in the courtroom? Fake Christian Lauren Boebert? I love that. But anyway, by the way, my favorite part there, Brett, and then you can comment, was when she references it wasn't as exciting as the House Oversight Committee. You got to bear in mind, she hates Marjorie Greene. I think she loved when Jasmine Crockett said that stuff about Marjorie Greene. But what do you think about all this?
I like, you know, when I fall asleep, my mouth opens. Also, when Trump falls asleep, I relax my jaw and figuratively fillet him in front of the House Oversight Committee or whatever committee that is. And he's also farting in the courtroom. What's he doing? Butt breathing? Is that what you're saying? She was right
behind him. She knows.
She knows that he's farting. It has nothing to do, he's definitely not praying. It's okay that he falls asleep. He's 100 years old. He's 100 years old and he doesn't get to participate. The camera is not in the courtroom, so he doesn't have to be on. He falls asleep. There's so many better ways to spin this than the insanity that they're choosing to spin it with. And the worst part about the insanity that they're using to spin it with is, like, I thought the way we were most like North Korea was how we're losing our democracy at the hands of Donald Trump. But no, we are turning into North Korea, where these people look like the insane folks doing choreographed dance numbers when the dear leader makes his way into the gymnasium to watch a volleyball game.
That's it, the exact same energy, all of them. And we're gonna give you sort of a little roundup of people, I think, auditioning for North Korean state TV. Take a look at this.
The guy that said the guy's sleeping, he's meditating, Greg.
Yes, of course.
He's in a meditative state, and when you're defensive about something, you avoid something. Trump's not defensive of being old and tired.
I've heard that report. It's unlikely. I know him. I sat through trial after trial with him. That never happens.
I don't fall asleep during the crooked DA's witch hunt, especially not today. I simply close my beautiful blue eyes, sometimes listen intensely, and take it all in.
He's not defensive about being old and tired. All of you are defensive about him being old and tired. By the way, as Brett said, falling asleep in the courtroom, it makes perfect sense. I mean, it's weird when you're the defendant and you're facing all of this, and appearing bored about those particular charges, I think would send an even worse signal to Melania. I wouldn't do it personally if it was me. But an old man falling asleep in a courtroom that he's in for 8 hours is not by itself news. It is, however, news when he has attempted to convince people that he should become president because he's filled with so much vim and vigor in comparison to Joe Biden. They set up the grounds for their eventual need to spin these nonsensical explanations for why he falls asleep.
Yeah.
But those are our garbage people. 55,000 of you voted for the community garbage person of the week. And here is your top 5. Coming in at number 5 with 6% of the vote, you have Clarence Thomas for saying that DC is a hideous place full of big old meanies. Number 4, 7% of the vote, you have Donald Trump for pretending his rally crowd rivals Springsteen concerts. Insane. Number 3 with 16% of the vote, you have John McEntee for giving the unhoused fake money to be arrested and potentially ending up getting arrested himself. Your runner-up, 22% of the vote, you have Katie Britt for her pregnancy tracking proposal. But 48% of you voted for GOP politicians for showing up to Trump's trial to cry for him. We profiled some of them today. You probably vote for it again next week because it ain't gonna stop until the courtrooms are no longer in session. Thank you to everybody who voted.